Bay Area, it's your boy Chewy Gomez from 102 Jams. Listen to me every day, 3 to 7, playing your best hip-hop and throwbacks. Now back to my boys Bonte and Shasky right here on 95.7 The Game.
What up, Chew Dog? Happy Friday, a payday Friday here on the Roast. Shameless shout-outs coming up at 7:45. 888-957-9570. That's the hotline. That's the Xfinity mobile text line as well as we read your text. Shout out to YouTube and Twitch. And don't forget, the road to Glendale is brought to you by Ameriwest Credit Union. Working for you today, tomorrow, together. The road to Glendale. Will the Niners be in Glendale, Arizona? Time will tell as we get a game Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. We'll break that down a little bit. But I want to get into Lacob before we get to Kerr's Corner. Joe Lacob on with Tim Kawakami from The Athletic. And, you know, shout out to Kawakami's producer getting Joe Lacob on there. 35 minutes of Joe Lacob. Discuss the team, the slow start, why does he believe they got out to a slow start, the youngsters, what's going to happen after the season, how much tax he's going to pay, the Bob Myers question. What was your biggest takeaway, Shasky, from the Joe Lacob interview with Tim Kawakami?
I guess I'll start with the Bob Myers multiple contract, offers and him not accepting them now. I don't know what to make of that. Is that Bob isn't happy with the salary? I doubt that. Is it, he's just going to wait till the off season? I don't know. Is he pursuing other avenues? Like, everybody's getting money thrown at him in the NFL, for example. Like, hey, join Amazon Prime. Sean McVay, here's $20 million to talk about football on ESPN. It's like TNT or ABC or ESPN, whatever. Are they offering Bob Myers money to be, on television? I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, but I found that interesting because I've kind of in my back of my head kept going, what's going on with the Bob Myers thing?
Right. Well, Adrian Wojnarowski, before the Boston Celtics game a few Saturdays ago, basically dropped the bombshell saying the Warriors and Bob Myers haven't come to an agreement with a contract extension as he's the president of basketball operations. Well, here's what Joe Lacob had to say about some of the rumors about them not offering Bob Myers. Here's Lacob on the TK podcast.
All I will say is that it is not accurate that he has somehow not been offered anything. There have been 2 offers at this point. I'm trying. Have you ever known me not to be aggressive?
No.
So that is crazy to sit here and say, and I'm sorry, I have to say that I'm not trying to violate any negotiation. I hope Bob doesn't get upset or his agent, but I just want to clarify that. It's not fair to put me and us in a situation because someone put something out there and I don't know who, that he hasn't been offered anything. That's just not true. So he's got to make a decision, what he wants to do with his life, what's the appropriate compensation. He feels it's fair. We feel it's fair. And it's really just a negotiation. To be honest with you, I fully expect Bob will be back. And he's a great negotiator.
Mm-hmm. There you
what
go.
do you want him to do? He's supposed to do this. Yep. So, we love Bob. We want him back.
So it sounds like to me that it's just about dollars and cents. Because Joe Lacob basically, one of the key words I got or key takeaways from that clip is it's on Bob Myers on whether or not he wants to be here. We've offered him twice new contract deals, new contract extensions, and he's a great negotiator. So it sounds like it's coming down just to dollars and cents.
I get a kick out of Joe Lacob. I really do. He's got a house at Pebble Beach, too. All the caddies they know exactly where he's at. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. He's very well known. He also plays in the Pro-Am every single year and talks about how he lives on Pebble. But point being is I just get a kick out of hearing him talk and just the flamboyance, the candor, the way, whether this is him negotiating through the media or not, I'm not sure. It's up to each individual to make that interpretation. I do get a kick out of him. He's the gift that keeps giving. And I agree with his overall thing. When has he not been aggressive? How can anyone say that he's not an aggressive owner? How can anyone say that he's not front and forward?
Yeah, no, he is aggressive. He is aggressive, and it sounds like this deal, though, is going to take some money. It's going to take a lot of money to keep Bob Myers here. He basically put it on Bob Myers saying, look, we fully expect Bob to be here for a long time. However, we've offered him twice, so let's debunk that rumor that we haven't offered him anything. We've offered 2 contracts. This puts Bob on the hot seat here in a little bit, saying that, what does Bob want? Does Bob want to be here? How much money does Bob want? Does he want to be paid as the highest paid GM, president of basketball operations in the history of the NBA? Who knows? But Bob has a plethora of options. There's no doubt about that.
if I were to say to you, Warrior GM job is open, is it a desirable, like, honest to God, I'm asking out loud from the outside, forget if they hire from within, all right, because a lot of people will jump the speculate. Is it a desirable job?
You would think so. Steph Curry's on this roster, right?
I think it's a tougher job than we're giving it credit for. Is what I'm getting at. They're in a very difficult spot, I guess. Is what I'm saying.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yes,
there's a lot of pressure because you want to win. But if you're a GM, don't you want the resources that the Warriors have?
Oh, no.
If you're a GM and you're walking into the situation, sure, the pressure's there. Stephen Curry's on the court. You're expected to win. Joe Lacob wants you to hang banners. He's giving you the full salary. He's paying taxes. Yeah. If it's about winning.
All that I get.
All that. You get all those resources. So it's like Brian Cashman with the New York Yankees. It's relatable.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that because of where they are in their nucleus's evolution,
right.
They're not at a crossroads, but there's a lot of big things coming up. The Draymond potential extension, what happens with Klay Thompson, what do you do with the youngsters? All I'm saying is yes, there are a lot of resources, and you would think on the outside looking in, man, this is such a great job. Who wouldn't want to coach Curry? GM Curry. But then you come in, you're like, well, what if the bottom falls out? And I'm just saying, Curry starts to decline, and this happens and that. Do you really want to be involved in that? I know there's only 32 jobs. I get all that. I'm just saying the job is a lot more difficult than I think that the average fan gives it credit for.
I think the average fan understands how difficult this is. Because you have an owner who is doing media hits.
Yeah, that's true.
All right? You have an owner who's sitting courtside.
Yeah.
All right? You have this fan base who is all over everything. They will go crazy over whether or not Anthony Lamb gets 20 minutes or 15 minutes, or if Wiseman's getting 12 minutes or 7 minutes. We're going nuts about Jordan Poole's turnovers, right? Oh, my God, Jordan Poole's turning the ball over, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody's losing their mind. So there's no doubt. I think the fans realize this is a pressure cooker. But on the flip side, I look at it as I got everything accessible to me. I've got payroll. I've got an owner who wants to spin. I got an owner who wants to win. I got a fan base who wants to win. I've got this beautiful arena. I've got the Bay Area. There's a lot of attractive aspects to this job of being the president of basketball operations. So, yes, there is a lot of pressure. Like Brian Cashman with the New York Yankees. You think it's easy working for the Steinbrenner's? It's done it for over 20 years.
Yeah, but he's had an opportunity to create it himself. You know, let's do Kerr's Corner, and I want to continue talking about this because I do find this to be a fascinating topic.
Kerr's Corner.
It's time for Kerr's Corner, presented by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet.
All right, Steve Kerr joined Damon Naratto yesterday right here on 95.7 The Game for his weekly interview. And, of course, the topic of conversation was about Jordan Poole. And on Jordan Poole, Kerr said it's sometimes difficult for talented players early in their careers. Hear from Kerr.
I've always felt that the game is more difficult for the players who are more talented when they're young because they have sort of a big menu of possibilities in front of them. If you're not as talented, you're immediately limited in terms of what you can and can't do. And that was definitely the case for me as a player. I mean, I knew that there was so much I couldn't do that I didn't even bother trying. But if you're Jordan, you can pretty much do everything. And so then it becomes a case of learning when to shoot, when to drive, when to pass, when to make the decision to do all those things. And it takes time. It takes a lot of reps, and it takes some painful experiences and some mistakes. And the great thing is Jordan's got a great attitude, and he's helping us win games, every night. He's making big plays. He's helping us in so many other ways. And so it's all just part of the total development for Jordan. And I think he's coming along great.
That was well said by Steve Kerr, and I totally agree with him on that situation. He can do a lot of things. They're going to have some turnovers. He only had 3 the other night, but I get it, the big turnover at the end of the game. A lot of people are harping on that over the last 3 games, of course, late game situations, but he will get better. I have complete confidence in Jordan Poole taking care of the basketball. That was Steve Kerr. We'll play more sound from that.